Okay, this is like my first video. Well, not really my first video, but let's pretend it is. Okay, what I'm going to be doing is just running you through a jumping puzzle that I've created in Lost Precipice in the SPUD Club Guild Hall. And I'll also show, if there's time, I'll show my death maze in my own guild hall, and I'll give some tips with regards to making jumping puzzles and how I do it. Last night there was a Wooden Potato stream, and he kind of pointed out my jump puzzle's been really good, so I think it's worthy of making a video. And it's mostly actually for him, but anyone can watch it. That's my idea. At the moment I'm actually at the end of my jumping puzzle, and okay, that's very weird. Okay, so let me just waypoint to the beginning and just run you through basically my thought processes while I made it. Unfortunately, I've put in all the recovery stairs and stuff, so you have missed some of the funny stuffs where I occasionally removed my safety platforms that I make and nearly fell to my doom a few times. Had heart attacks and all that. But, okay, so obviously after that waypoint I just go basically upstairs. Yeah, I take a lot of screenshots, so just ignore the screenshots. Okay, so this is where it sort of starts. It's just an arrow. I make arrows out of shatter crystals. You'll note that throughout the whole jumping puzzle I use mostly rare, raw material stuff. Yes, a lot of like raiding stuff you get from the raid bosses, but most of it is pretty, it's cheap to craft. The only complicated things are the grave markers and the first two of these mossy pillars things, and this one here. And then the rest are pretty much Tequatl tail bones and Veil Guardian crystals and stuff. Nothing that requires any level of scribing whatsoever. It just requires you to have, killed Veil Guardian and that. Sure, difficult, but it's cheap. I use cheap resources. I think the most expensive thing I have used is probably this Jade Fragment, just because it's 150 fractal relics, not the cheapest. And as you see, I like using the terrain. I like using the buildings that's already there for me as my... fuck. Rip. What I like to think of when I make my jumping puzzles is, the terrain is basically if you think Lego, it's basically that giant sheet block that you get with a couple big blocks permanently glued to it. So you've got most of the setup for you. It's just a matter of piecing together a path to get from point A to B. And okay, to be honest, that first bit up to here was sort of random, and then from these floating jack eyes up to the end of this little section is actually it's copied almost directly from my first jumping puzzle I made, which had exact same 3 jack eyes, a spiral. I think it was a little bit taller, and then the only difference was the pumpkins were were high up, and they slowly were going down instead of up. And then also the shatter crystals making arrows, that's also copied from our first jumping puzzle. I used that pretty much all over the places to guide people to say, okay, you should go there. But I only put it in places where it's okay, if I'm standing here, I don't see the jumping puzzle at all. And it's the same thing down there, I'll never see it around the corner. So only 4 places where you wouldn't actually guess that you had to go there. If you can see the jumping puzzle, I don't need to put arrows, so then I don't. And save some decorations, especially when I didn't have all the fancy stuff that I actually have in this guild hall. Okay, this might take longer than anticipated. I'm focusing more on speaking than what I am on jumping. Clearly. What's happening in the lines are discussions about the current events. If I fail the next one, I'll probably just cheat my way through it. And you can see my oh wait, I can't. I just realized I can't because the guild hall is global capped for decorations. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to get good. Get good, Dylan. Get good. the X and the tick is a new design. X and tick over there is just basically saying you can't jump down there, because I put this super platform just to say, okay, if you fell there, you fell. Restart. Don't think you can just sneak your way up. Here's the best bit of, I just use the terrain. The terrain is there. I just need a little boost just to glide my way onto the platform, and voila. Here I don't need anything. Okay, so this bit is a fun bit. You can see Wooden Potatoes' stream doing it. It was on, I think the stream is actually mislabeled. It says flushing 5k gold and a Zero Ball NA. It's actually the EU Zero Ball, and it was flushing more gold, not 5,000, not the first 5,000 anyways. So here we've got a choice left, right, left, right. My idea here was actually exactly as Wooden Potatoes said. You go this route, and I'll show you exactly what happens when you go this route. You can't make that. And I'm pretty sure you can't make the other one. I haven't actually tested. You could maybe glide and get it. But if you can get it, good for you. You deserve it then. You outwitted the excuse me, outwitted the maker. Otherwise, this is the correct path to make. But downside, I'm gonna do exactly what Wooden Potatoes did and open up gliders. But I'll just press space. I'll not hold it next time. Oh, by the way, this jumping puzzle took me about 3 hours and 20 minutes to make. But then obviously I went back and I redid this blocking thing. I had just clouds. And also put in the tick and the arrow and arrows and stuff. That was additional time. And you'll see that little one there. Putting in this additional rock here, and there was an additional rock somewhere else there, because of it was a little bit too far, and I didn't want to go back and redo the whole thing, shift everything up by like 2 millimeters, just to add another rock. Okay, from that one onwards, you have to glide, and glide from the top, of course. Yeah, I just went back and basically just touched up, finishing touches. I didn't count that part of my 3 hours 20 minutes, but it does technically count for it, so you can maybe say 4 hours in total doing all of that, and the recovery steps that you see there, and made some more later on. Also, my thought processes here was, okay, I did the first bit, I stopped there for the night, and I just looked out and I saw, you can't see it now because it's dark, but over there's a giant pillar, and I thought, ooh, that's going to be the end. That's going to be the end, definitely. Okay, go to bed, wake up the next day. Okay, so I need to get from here to there, and you go from here to there, from there to there. I've got 3 sections, so I've got 3 sets of decorations to use. Let's use the biggest, easiest jumping ones first, and slowly, progressively make it more difficult. Then we'll use pumpkins. Then we'll use check eyes, which is exactly what I did. And then, halfway through the check eye one, I decided, well, halfway through, most of the way through. This bit where Wooden Potato said you could have sneakily made one lower. I didn't think of that. I should have really. Okay, so then it's the pumpkins, the checkouts, and then as I said, after the checkouts I decided let's go even more evil, because when I was busy trying to get the last bit of the checkouts, I realized I've got so much more decorations to play with. I've got Sabbath of Flame fragments. I've got, okay, this is a triple double tooth. Please tell me this is not. There we are. So I've got Sabbath of Flame fragments. I've got the Slothazor mushrooms. I've got a Bite Abomination crystals. Keep Construct rubble, which doesn't look particularly nice, but maybe I could make something work there. I've got so much more decorations to use, so I started incorporating all of them, like overkill all of them. But just for this bit, okay, there was an invisible wall here. I think you can actually jump off from about the 3rd last one. You can glide over here, and it will work. I mean, you can actually get right up to here, so you actually can glide off, but I just put the pumpkins there for safety, just in case. And this is as far as Wooden Potatoes got, and in the stream he had this. This is a new edition, this bit. I'll explain the beauty of, actually let me go explain these quickly. Okay, so I was jumping here, blah blah blah, I fell. Platforms, which I'll show you how to place. I can't actually show that either now. because this guildhall's capped, and in my other guildhall we don't have these fancy things, because I am like the only scrub, and I don't have 3,000, 4,000 gold to spend on nuts. These things, super mountains and super platforms, are the best ever, and then the clouds are also good. Clouds are good just for generic, like, stairs, but I'll show those in the other guild hall. Well, I don't need to show them, but the platforms are nice because they're got a high area for very low height. They don't raise. In fact, actually, you can place them perfectly aligned with one another. The way I placed these, I used actually another one in between. So I had one here and I had one like over there going around here, and I just removed every second one because it's obviously unnecessary to have a full platform when I could just have, you know, I can leave gaps, it's fine. I needed the decoration count anyways. But it's a very nice large platform as a safety net without using only a single decoration and almost no height added. And while these are very nice purely because they're quite small compared to the amount of height that you get from it. So with the exception of this particular jump there where I am, okay, I fell intentionally, but this, because I'm trying to show it off, it's got a little bit of slippery dish-soapness. If you try doing that, you'll just slip and fall, but it's easy enough. You can just edge and then jump around it, or up, around and up, and it makes very, very good like recovery stairs. I figured this out on the stream night, or not on the stream night, on the stream afternoon, like just a bit before the stream, like an hour or two. Of course, if you are impatient like me, you'll never get anywhere with jumping puzzles. But the most important thing for this jumping puzzle, Coddler's Cove. Practice, 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 Coddler's Cove. Alright, so this bit here, I didn't intend for the camera to go all wonky, but it did. But nonetheless, these things are pretty well positioned, that you can actually do it pretty fast. Watch me fall now, because I said pretty fast, and I'm going to go super fast and fall. I stopped making the safety net here because I figured, hey, if you fall, you see the safety net, you can't not see it. It's a big giant green platform in a bunch of brown. So then all you need to do, actually from here you can climb to there. So this is not a very good safety platform for the next bit, and you can jump from there to here. But anyways, you can just, you know, turn around and glide, it's easy. Now the real fun bit begins. This is the fourth time I'm doing it now in the last like 5, 10 minutes, okay, 20 minutes, whatever. Fourth time, I'm gonna fall. I'm totally gonna fall. These ones, by the way, I didn't put specifically positioned, I randomly put it, so it just happened to be nicely spaced out. You get a feel for it. It's just a little bit of like an artistic touch, if you will. Artist's touch. Funny, because I have no artistic sense whatsoever. Or I think I don't. The course of all tales, as you see, the best way to do them is to run out to the end and jump into the rock wall. Because then, worst case scenario, you hit the wall and just go down onto the tentacle. You almost can't fail at that jump. You see, if you do that, you panic. And it's also placed, so to be just a little bit too close, you gotta stop mid-air like that, which is hair-raising to say the least. Now the abomination crystals. I didn't put a safety net here because these are weirdly really, really easy. Of course, they're really, really, really easy. If you fall though, there's automatic safety net, as long as you know where it is. It's a pity because by the time I'm done with this video, the jumping puzzle will probably get cleared, or finish uploading and whatnot. You can actually glide right to that one. I think you can glide to the next one as well, but it doesn't jump from the top. I think she found dildo pics. Yeah, Charlie did, probably. It's one of our guild members. Oh, my personal guild members, not the SPUD club. So, yeah, we talk about weird things. What can you say? We're South African. And if you want to know what that means, just Google Jacob Zuma. 869. Just Jacob Zuma numbers. Google that. Put a safety net here as well. Probably unnecessary, but hey, This you can actually run across. And then zero ribbon fragments. Yay! You can skip a little bit. I got a little bit sloppy towards the end. Little Sabbather flame fragment. I didn't actually use much. I used that one and one other. Okay, the Chakar is a memento to my first jumping puzzle. It had 2 Chakars on the wall in the shape of, like, you know how the dice, like the 2 on the dice has got that little diagonal thing. I used that as the final, like the third and second last jump of the jumping puzzle. And then I ended with a triple trouble tooth, which is exactly what I do here as well. I just had to amend it actually recently. I keep on landing and then running off. Let's not be retarded, Dylan. Okay, wait. Calm down. Okay, good. I'll get it now. I'll get it, I promise. There we go. Okay, yeah, just use 12 turbines because I figured if you fall, you're gonna be really so pissed off. I'll be nice, promise. Jokes. I'll put on shatter crystals just because. Yeah. And Ghost for Tails, which, believe it or not, I fell here. Now, thankfully, there is the net or the terrain as a net. Some keep construct pieces. Now we're right at near the end. Yes. Okay, this bit here you look and you can't figure out where to go up. Well, lost Sabbath the frame fragment, and then you run here and you think, okay, I can't get up there. I made a little barrier with turrets. I can see the end. I can't get to the end. I can't get there. Just look around. Just look around. What do you see? What do you see? Okay, nothing. Still nothing. A triple trouble tooth. And voila. You're at the top. Congratulations. I didn't show the beginning, but by the way, but well done, GG. Well played, easy. You have achieved a doctorate in applied jumping. That's a reference to Super Adventure Box. I should change it. Instead of now go back to raid. I should say now go try raids or something like that. Super Tricks. Super Tricks is my engineer's name, my main character. If you wanted to see quickly what the starter one was, I'll just go show that quick. And then I'll show my death maze, if I can. I don't really want to appear in my guild hall. You see, I'm an officer of my guild, but I'm kind of skimping out on missions tonight. But I'm supposed to be there just to make this video. Naughty me. So I don't really want to show up. And then it'll be like kind of awkward. But I can't actually place any, like... See? Global capped. Let's put it down. Another one. Nope. Still global capped. It's not saying that you can't place decorations in this area. Like, Gilded Hollow very annoyingly has that in the back sections. Like, beyond further exploration. Beyond this grave marker lies rage, death, despair, and death. You have been warned. Super Tricks. Voila. Okay. So that's that. Now...